Hello, everyone. This is MK from We Are Energy Beings. It's been a while since I last posted a video. I'm going to be posting this, by the way, on my We Are Energy Beings channel, as well as the Multiversal Light Codes channel. Because at the end of this video, I'm going to do a light language transmission. So the reason for this video today, it's I apologize if for not being able to put a lot of videos for the last few months. I'm sure everyone's going through different things. I've been through as well. Sorry if there's background noise coming doing from my bedroom. That's why I have the green screen, but I also still wanted to keep that green screen at the back. This is actually one of my life memories, let's just say. Let me see if I can pull this up so all of you can have a better view of it. So that's part of the picture. I'll be posting a post on Instagram and Facebook as well. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to wrap my head around. See, I can't even talk right now of what just happened. I did a self past life regression just a few minutes ago, and it was very emotional what I just went through. So I'm going to talk a little about that. I wanted to talk about that and share what I experienced. I don't believe I ever had a video about my past life experiences or any past life regression experiences as well. I've done a few on my own before. They weren't that effective, and then I had a wonderful session in Nashville, where I reside, with QHHT, quantum healing and hypnosis specialist, and got some very wonderful and interesting information, which I'm still getting, and some of them are actually part of the picture right now. This is multiple code and picture imposed view that you're seeing in the back, and some of them may look similar to you in my head, and I don't know if you see. Like I said, I'll be posting some of it online later on as well. But yeah, that was a wonderful experience. But today's is the one that I wanted to talk about as, and this is my own experience. I went through this on a meditative state a few moments ago, and through guided past life regression. I'll probably share the link of that, the YouTube video that I used. Thanks to the lady who created this video to assist others. But let's just start with the whole process. So in the meditation, you go through a process of initiation, calming yourself down and so on, and then you go through a gate. I'd call it more like a stargate to go to different lives. Now, Here's one thing I need to correct. For me, for today, and I have experienced this in the past, some of you may have also had in the past or in the future as well. Um, my experience today was not necessarily a past life experience. Something also to note, and this is my own belief. Everyone has their own thoughts and whatnot about everything. To me, in my opinion, in my understanding, time in the three-dimensional reality that we are is real as it gets. But from a broader perspective, time is still an illusion. It's not like a linear or chronological frame of experiences. Let's just put it that way. Um, in my understanding, everything is happening at simultaneously. Let's just put it that way. So whether you feel like something happened in the past, that experience is still occurring simultaneously. So if you like, you can still access it. And here's one thought: the circles in the back. You see there concentric circles going around each other. It's kind of like same on a compact disc or CD. Hopefully, some of you are still familiar. You should be if you're playing video games, because they still use those in video games. They sell CDs and DVDs, but I'm guessing a lot of people don't buy CDs or DVDs anymore. But a compact disc or a record, one of those old records that they used to listen to music. And they have concentric circles. Even the CDs, they're laser printed. But if you think about in that manner, and you're in the middle or the center of all these concentric circles, everything around you, you would feel is actually happening simultaneously. Whichever point you point out, you'll see these concentric circles wrapping and occurring in parallel. So, in other words, parallel lives for me feels more appropriate than saying past life or future life and whatnot. But just to keep it in context of the three-dimensional reality we are, what I felt seemed like something that occurred in the future, even though, like I say, I believe everything is happening in parallel. And I did get a time frame. It was 4773. Very interesting time frame. I was a bluish being, and I had a family with another bluish being who, a female being who looked different. I had these really cute bluish children, and kind of like a white garb or robe type of dress, all of them wear. And the female being was also in that kind of dress. But I'll get to all those details in a bit. The setting was started off once I went through that Stargate, as I call it, in that regression, guided regression meditation. First, it was a little fuzzy. It was like going greenish on and whatnot. I see planets, and then I heard in one point her say, "Don't try to mix things. Don't let your mind." In a way, I'm just paraphrasing. She said, "Not to let your mind make up stuff. Just let it flow." And right then, everything stopped. I went back to how I started, which was kind of like it's sort of dark. like I'm standing on a rock somewhere and I'm seeing stars in the sky, kind of like a hilly area. It's pretty bright with stars, purplish sky with stars, purplish hue, kind of like auroras, auroras. I hope I'm saying that right. Um, and nebulous. It felt like purplish nebulas and auroras in the sky with beautiful night, bright stars. And um, then my mind again tried to make stuff up, I guess, with these red lit ships of some sort, trying to flying all over the place. Maybe they were right. I'm not sure, because part of my mind said just let it happen, and part of it say it might not seem right. So I'm not sure about that part. Does somehow feel right now that they may have been true, but and then all of a sudden I felt myself in some kind of a deck. Um, Huge windows on the front, huge glass looking windows. Not necessarily they're made of glass, but I could see through these huge window panes, rectangular, multiple of them, kind of vertical rectangular panes, and it's like a panoramic view to space. And there's this beautiful sun-like star, golden star, and it wasn't our sun, so I'm not necessarily in our solar system, but it was a beautiful glowing bright sun, uh, so close you could honestly I could feel the heat, but it was very close. It's like having a first row view of the sun, or that star, that yellowish uh, star. Beautiful view. It's still flashing on my eyes, including the deck where I was sitting. And I saw in the back where I was standing these kind of look like plant, but holographic type. I don't know how to explain. It's like mixture of red, blue, greenish, and honestly black. Maybe that was kind of a shadowy part of the plant uh, in like a darker zone of the deck. But it was like greenish, bluish, purplish, greenish. It was like the trees felt like smoky coming out in leaves, and there are multiple of them in a row, um, and they were coming out in like phasing out and phasing in, like they were fading in and fading out, kind of like that, but in a not necessarily smoky, like particle type. So they may have looked holographic, I guess, in a way, but not the type of holograms that we are aware of or we are used to seeing. But they looked very real. I mean, it looked like these were plants of some sort, not like a holographic image. Um, and they were wavy, and it was very interesting and beautiful. Um, and then I'm on the deck, on the top deck, on a like a second level. I'm not sure how many levels are in that ship. It seemed to be a very huge ship. Um, then I saw some stairs going down, and my mind kept on saying, "Are you sure you're seeing stairs? Because um, that's like a like an Earth thing to have stairs." And then my other part of my mind said, "No, just let it flow, let it flow." Because doesn't mean that just because we have stairs here that other planets or other beings may not have them. So I went down the stairs, and that's where I met this female bluish being, kind of like around this face with textures, but it's bluish. Um, I could still feel her smiling at me. And I'm still in the back of my mind hearing the guided meditation. And while that's happening, I'm seeing this beautiful female being standing right there next to me, and then I see all these kids, multiple of them, about 2-3 feet tall. The kids, the female being was pretty tall, about my size. I'm not sure. I feel like I'm hearing about 6 feet tall, or yeah, about somewhere between 5 and 6 feet tall, about 6 feet tall. That's what I'm feeling. But the kids were about 2-3 feet tall, wearing similar white robe type garb. I'm not sure garb is the right word, but robes. And then I see myself, kind of like a pointy ear, but not necessarily pointy. I don't know how to describe the ear. Very lean and thinner than my face, because I have a really big head. And I'm really sorry you're hearing. I'm talking about this experience, and you're hearing about my kids. If you are, them shouting in the background, really apologize for that. But so I'm a very bluish being. It's kind of like not necessarily sky blue, more like ocean bluish, like next to a beach. If you'd go and you see a bluish ocean, or a bluish corner of the water from next to a beach, it's kind of like that. Very beautiful. Similar actually to, I can point it, similar to that color where I'm pointing, this light bluish color, but it's a little darker than that. And the other being was a little bit more darker, even the kids. This one is more like greenish blue, but that was more bluish blue than greenish blue, but a little darker. I mean, the female being and the kids. And my skin was more like this color right here. Actually, almost like this color, just a little darker. Maybe it looked darker because of the atmosphere or the background of the spaceship. My alarm is still going off. Make sure it's turned off, because I had an alarm to go off when the meditation was done. Okay. And I'm hugging the kids. I kneel down. I was wearing some kind of, I'd say more like a leatherette, some kind of a brownish vest, and leatherette trousers, with some kind of I'm not sure if I was wearing a belt of some sort. I didn't have any hair. It was all bald, no hair, and none of the beings had any kind of hair either. But the female being and the kids had more of a roundish face. Mine was a little slimmer and taller face, but I was still bald. No hair on the head. And but look totally different than what I look. No resemblance to my face. Not even, I'm not just talking about the roundish big head that I have, but not even any of the facial expressions or structures. So the being looked totally different than what I look, not Luke, what I look. And I hugged the kids, and then I end up in some kind of a room. I see some kind of a code panel with again concentric circles. I'm turning something. It's kind of looked like a small wheel, like you'd see on one of those old ships, or even any kind of ship. The ship and the wheel, the turn wheel. But it's about small size, about half a foot in diameter. And when I was turning, I started feeling like it feels like a submarine kind of a design, something. But it was very interesting. When I was turning, all these concentric circles started opening up, and there was a panel of code. I don't remember if I was putting any code in it or putting my hand. I just felt like I was turning it to open the some kind of a door of concentric circles, and those circles moved aside one after the other, and there was a doorway, and it was kind of like a meeting room. There were other beings standing there, not necessarily of the same color as mine. Now that I feel like they were all like we were all part of like military force, like we were soldiers of some sort or pilots of some sort. And there was a meeting room with this curvy table, white borders, thin borders, about an inch. In the middle, I see almost like that color that I'm pointing to, or actually keep on forgetting where to point when I have the background, kind of like that color, that blue color. And I feel like they were, I don't know, this thing is probably my mind trying to make up with greenish lands or something. But I don't feel like that's what it was. It was just a blue blue pane. Am I saying that right? A blue screen. More like a curvy kind of tablet screen, and everyone is working on it, something, some kind of a planning meeting. And then something even more emotional happened. The next thing I saw was I'm back in that same deck or panoramic room with the star, with my family, with the female being and the kids. And I see all this, someone is firing from way far. I cannot see who or what kind of ship. Some kind of fire is coming from way far. I could just see lights coming towards our ship. We're not still getting hurt. I'm not feeling the ship shake or anything. I'm just seeing these lights coming, not sure, laser light or some kind of fire or what, but it felt like someone was firing. A whole bunch of them, a whole bunch of this straight line lights coming from somewhere. And very emotional. And right around that time, very interestingly, I think I felt like the guided meditation is wrapping up. in the recorded video, like she's about to do the countdown or something to wake me up or something. That's kind of what I'm feeling in the back of my mind while I'm viewing all this. I'm very emotional. My eyes are teary. I've got tears soaking my eyes while we're going through this. I believe I'm remember holding the kids and the female being together, hugging them. I'm talking in a different language. It's star language. At one point, I'm saying Canonista Vesuvia. It sounds like Vesuvius, the Mount Vesuvius, but in my past life, I ended up saying that I was actually from a planet called Vesuvia. Not sure why. And then over here, I kept on saying it, this regression, while those firings, I believe, as far as I can remember, was happening. I kept on saying, Canonista Vesuvia, Canonista Vesuvia. I'm not sure what that means yet. Usually, sometimes I feel. I was saying something else about my age at one point. And then I don't remember the exact word I was saying. But what that part's translated was my age was about 5,000 years. And literally said 5,000. After I kept on saying the other word, I don't remember exactly what that word was or what I said about my age, but it translated to 5,000 years or 5,000 Earth years, I guess. And according to Earth time, this was happening in around 4773. So according to our time frame, it's actually occurring in the future. So I hugged them. And then I was saying something. I wish I could record all this. I should have recorded all this, because all throughout majority of this time, I was speaking in light language. This was very different than my previous past life meditations. So I'm hugging the kids, and I was saying, yeah, so somewhere in the middle, I was talking in light language. That's what I was saying. Almost throughout the whole experience, or majority of it, and particularly near the end, where, especially when all this firing was happening towards the ship. And then my view panned towards the right bottom near the panoramic window away from the sun, and I see this bluish planet that's kind of similar to Earth, but it's not Earth. But very close to the sun. Very interesting experience. It wasn't our sun, it wasn't Earth. And then all of a sudden, I felt like it was around the Lyran constellation. It was in the Vega constellation or nearby. Or Vega constellation. But the star I kind of felt like, and this is just what I was feeling right at that moment, that it was the star 13 Lyrae, or Lyrae, however you want to pronounce it. If you look at the constellation of Vega, you will see this one star away from the Vega constellation, right around the tip of the bird or the bird-like being that makes a Vega constellation, and it's called 13 Lyrae. Um, I don't know why I felt that. I don't recall if it was yellowish or orangish star. But I mean, that's kind of what I felt. I'm not sure if it was my mind that was telling me or my heart. I just felt a connection to 13 Lyrae, or Lyrae. But and then I pan back, and finally, all of a sudden, I start saying I need something like I need to stay. Now I'm talking in English at that part of the regression near the end. Or I was saying something like I need to stay, or there's more I need to know, something of that nature. And I don't recall exactly. But the female being is telling me, you need to go, you need to go. And I'm kept on, I think, telling her that, no, I need to stay, I need to stay. But she kept on saying, no, you need to go right now. And I could see the Stargate, what I call in the video, it's like an arch. And I could see the grassy lawn behind through that gate where I came through during the beginning of the regression. And I still feel like I need to stay, and the fires are still occurring towards the ship. And then I think one of the soldier beings said the same thing. You need to go. You need to go. And that was kind of it. And then I feel like I need to leave. I looked back and I made a sign of some sort, like this on my chest. This was physical. I was literally making this sign. I'm not sure what this means. This is, I don't know. So it kind of like, it felt like this, like I was saying goodbye to them. I'm not sure if that was some kind of a light language I was doing, or if it was an actual sign of goodbye for those beings, or that family of beings. And the female being did the same thing, a similar thing, as far as I can recall. Very teary, very emotional. I still feel like I don't want to leave. And I think I recall that one of the soldier beings who told me to go, I need to go, also nodded his head, basically telling me that it's okay for me to leave. And I went through the gate, and that was it. And then slowly I went through the process of waking up. But even after she finished it, counted me up out of the regression as part of that video, or her guided meditation, I still felt like I was still in the zone, in that regression. And after I got done, I put an advertisement as usual at the end of the video. Thank God it didn't occur near the beginning, but at the end of the video, an advertisement, because I had my sounds up on my headphone. It just came out of nowhere. I had to turn it off. But even other than that, I was already, by that time I was already awake, and my body was still, felt like in a different frequency. I was vibrating from, like, an inner vibration was occurring throughout my whole body. And it happens sometimes. I don't know if it happens to any of you, when all of a sudden you wake up from a dream, your whole body is shaking from inside. But it felt, I had those experiences before during astral travel and other contact experiences that I've talked in the past. Some of them, actually, at least, that I have talked in the past about in some of my previous videos. But my body was shaking for quite some time. Even though it was maybe a few seconds, half a minute, or maybe not even half a minute, but it felt like it kept on going for a while until finally, I think I took a deep breath and it stopped. But it was an interesting experience. I felt like I needed to share with all of you. And I wanted to share this background because it felt like it's related to that. That's actually a ship behind me. Those circles, half circle that you see, they actually somehow circle around and connect together. And that is like a portal opening up where the ship can go through. I'll probably talk about that some other time. That was a different experience. That's kind of also related to the in-person past life experience I had a few days back, about a few weeks back. But that drawing, not all the codes, but the drawing itself, and actually part of the codes, those bluish codes, and in the bottom, let me see if I can show you again. The bottom, those blue codes, and you'll see when I post it on Instagram and Facebook in a few days, hopefully, more details about the original version or part of the original version. This main drawing, without all those superimposed codes, relevant codes, the main picture actually came through a meditation I did yesterday, for about 30 minutes or so. It just came and very vivid. It felt like I was just standing there and watching this ship hover on top of this ground with these corn tree size plants in the background. But yeah, I just wanted to share that. I still have a few more minutes for the light language transmissions because I felt like I need to do this today. So let's just do it. Zero no yoku zero. Yenaro no suruke. Maye kero suru no te. Dagasiru yoku ze. Kenanes Tavasuvia Yate Seku Osuye Manayaka Kazokase Tarenastoyo Sironestano Kenanesta Ayakettorona Feteye Ferette naike terno urse and ake sarineye. Aranomoka sta agzida carno, oruno maserni, azirne. Carnesta yakesto yurunumokorene, ye kirine. Kezike moruno supa ane, yatirna yasenkana ye. Wui yena yarni yu wui ye yakirinese. Dana serena kia zumuruno, warana zinikana, yarana sanana ye. Yama zerena kozoruno, maye zerena yaserini, uruzuni ye. Amanasta karasta, tokia kirni yakirni ye. Urunumani kezini kamarani sa, yahasamarono so, wahna hapni yarana. Yeh kinairan sani kirunum. Yahsirna karana surunum yeninarasa marasenako zurunia Abırzını karına zınına kapara soruto sorunu ye. Yezirin okuye. Yerine karısı my hero is Yezero yuresi Yezero yuresi Kırnestaya zeke yaruno Kekerine Vesuvi Yedneka arsta Tokia Kiria ke Santoria Tenkeria Mereneteke Doki Yekrieke Santoria Kernosto Santo Santo San Tenkeria. That's all for now. And I need to go back to my kids as well. Until next time, this is MK. We are all energy beings. We are all one and the same. One of many, many of one. One of many, many of one. One of many, many as one. That's it for now. Take care.